But I'm gonna minimize too. We'll just do it in theater mode. Okay, so let's just watch it.
Superhero.
I'll pause when I want to. Or Chad, tell me to pause if you want to say something.
Who's gonna protect the world if not people like you?
I'm Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends.
Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency.
A demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating family.
Cause you didn't ask for this, but you still gotta deal with it.
Okay. So, we take a look at this Smart Hulk. I think Smart Hulk looks pretty good. Obviously, a ton of controversy have come out about this trailer, and rightfully so. The CGI looks really bad on the whole, but I think Smart Hulk looks good. But that's probably because they're reusing the model from Infinity War, or Endgame, sorry. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that before we got too far into this.
Transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Also, Chad, let's talk about Hulk here. Not the fit necessarily, or the
the drip,
the feet pics, but let's talk about his arm. This is unexpected. Yeah. I think we were all expecting him to be crippled forever.
Yeah. So obviously this statement is a bit but the Russo says that basically it's the damage from the snap is basically or if they at least imply it's permanent. But Hulk, his regen hasn't been that well defined, sorry, in the MCU up to this point. But if that's the route they go down when explaining how he's healed, like he's just regen's been he's actually just really good, then I'm fine with it. Like,
yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I thought he was just gonna suck, because I thought they were kind of like moving the original Avengers out. Obviously, Hawkeye's passing the torch. Captain America already passed the torch. Iron Man is dead. Didn't have the chance to pass the torch, I guess, to Spider-Man, kind of, but not really. Thor is off doing his own thing, self-discovery, yada, yada, yada. So I thought Hulk was just going to be, like, done, and She-Hulk was going to take his place. But I got a super chat here, so I want to mention that, the super chats are greatly appreciated. And anytime you leave a super chat, I'll always be sure to take a look at it and answer whatever question you have, no matter what we're doing. So Wolf of Chernobyl, thank you so much for the super chat. He asks, Loki variant that bested One Above All, Sylvie, does she deserve more mention and adjustment based on the feat of killing him? No, the reason the One Above All is up here is we're taking into account the fact that he would have, he would still be the ruler of the TVA, have supreme knowledge of the entire universe. He sort of let Sylvie and Loki kill him because he knew they were going to get there at the end of time, and he wanted to convince them to sort of take over for him. So he didn't know that he was going to die, but he was hoping that they would take his spot. So he knew he was going to be in that situation, and at the end of the day, he put down his little teleporter thing, and he sort of accepted whatever was going to happen because he was just tired, and he's really just a regular guy. But taking into account when he has control over the entire universe and can sort of rewrite reality, wielding Alioth, who would be like standard equipment, he could beat anyone, which is why he's at the top of the tier list. Obviously, he doesn't want Dormammu destroying his sacred timeline. Luckily, he has Doctor Strange in the Ancient One, which he has allowed to or circumvented what would typically happen to cause a split to make sure that they're there in the sacred timeline to defend against Dormammu. So if you think about it in that way, Kang really has everyone as standard equipment for himself in the universe. In standard battle assumptions, obviously, it gets different, but yeah. Hope that answers your question. Anyway, back to the She-Hulk trailer.
Transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
baseline of any woman just existing.
That line's kind of cringe.
Feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
I'm sorry. I didn't see any women really liking that either, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of cringe.
Yes.
This is a cool moment. I think this is kind of like endearing. I like Bruce Banner as like kind of like a fun, goofy guy, you know. And if he's gonna be Smart Hulk, this is probably the way to go about it. You know, he's a really likable. I don't know how you guys feel about him, but I personally like Bruce Banner a lot. But I would prefer him and Hulk be separate. But I like this moment.
Yeah, I mean, he was fine in Endgame. Like he was acting the way, at least, because when the Mark Ruffalo Bruce Banner is first brought in, he's like this, like, you know, very depressed kind of dude. You know, he's basically just come off the sort of a suicide attempt kind of thing. But obviously he becomes more comfortable with this family or this group of people that he's able to fit in with. And then Hulk also obviously becomes a more established entity himself.
Yeah.
And then by Ragnarok, Banner's character kind of just gets a revamp, really, because obviously, you know, Taika Waititi is a more comedic director and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously merging both of the characters together, this is what you get. As long as he's not doing the cringe shit like he was doing in Endgame, when he dabs, I'm completely fine. The rest of it was fine.
Yeah. Also, yeah, chat, you're right. It's He Who Remains. Sorry. What's up with Hulk's hands here? They look weird to you? Do his knuckles not look like long enough? His hands seem like super long. Like the ratios are off. Like, look at mine. Do I just have weird hands? I feel like the length to width ratio is super fucked. And they look like his fingers are cut off. Maybe I was lying about how good the CGI looked.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I just want to be a normal, enough.
Alright, this is like our first real good look at She-Hulk. I think it looks like shit. Oh! Like her clothes, I don't know. This is just not good. And, a lot of people like defending it online, which is weird to me, when Disney is like the biggest company, biggest entertainment company in the world. They can spare a few more dollars to make this look good. I know it's like, and of course, the people making the CG are like having to pump out 12 projects for Marvel a year now, so I'm sure they're stretched thin, but like, hire more people, pay more money. But people don't care. Like, a ton of people on the internet don't care. So it's just never gonna improve, and it'll just look like dog shit.
Normal,
Like, who cares?
anonymous lawyer.
Can you tell us where She-Hulk is? Jen, you're a story now.
Like this, I'm sorry, but
Oh yeah, that shot is awful.
we're just okay with this. We know it can look better. Even like, how long ago was Age of Ultron? Like almost 10 years ago now? It was like 2014. Hulk in that looked infinitely better. And sure, budget differences. But we're 8 years along now. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Hulk in
face
Avengers
is-
1 looked better than that.
you're right. She has no texture. Look how smooth her she just looks like she's made out of clay.
Girl, you're
Like, come on. You're telling me this looks good? I personally thought they should have just put makeup on her and then maybe done some body double stuff, but you could do it practically. The Hobbits in Lord of the Rings were pretty much done practically. Obviously you would have to build sets to do that, but that's like filmmaking. I don't know. It's just because She-Hulk she's not like the Hulk. She doesn't look like a giant gorilla. She just looks like a muscular, like, fit woman that's just tall, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she's not a meathead.
No.
She was at one point, but typically she's not.
People have like brought up it's like the uncanny valley effect
Yeah.
in this regard. Whereas like Hulk obviously pre-merge isn't really meant to look like a regular dude, like a big dude. He's meant to look like a monster. He's meant to look like what Mr. Hyde is to Dr. Jekyll, right?
Yeah.
So but at the same time, you know, you have Smart Hulk in the trailer who is meant to look more like a person, and yeah, like you brought up earlier, they're most likely using the model from Endgame. But that also just proves that, but it still proves that like they can do work the CGI to where the uncanny valley effect is not as prominent as it is. Yeah.
And I don't want to seem like I'm a She-Hulk hater or I'm hating on the character because she's a woman or whatever. She-Hulk is cool. I love She-Hulk. The CG sucks. And the CG was bad in Moon Knight too. It's been bad in most of these, with a few exceptions. But like recently it's been, like Black Widow, I know we're like in a pandemic and all that, but Batman was filmed during a pandemic too, and it's one of the best looking movies I've seen in years. You know? So even in the most recent Doctor Strange, there was some iffy CG at multiple points. So yeah, I guess the visual effects artists are just overworked, underpaid, and Disney doesn't give a fuck, and no one cares. So what's the matter? I'm sorry.
I'm not a superhero.
Crybaby. That's cool. The shot of them together. I'm really interested to see, like, obviously Hulk's gonna be around. I just want to know what's gonna happen with him. Is this gonna be like a team up situation? Because we know the whole situation with Paramount, I think, is that who has, or Universal or whatever. Like, they couldn't make a Hulk movie because of those rights, or make a standalone Hulk project. So they had been sneaking Hulk into everything else. So Hulk is around. The Avengers movies, Thor, obviously. She-Hulk as well. So is Hulk going to be, like, with her doing stuff? Is he going to be, like, basically She-Hulk is 1A to Hulk's 1B, and they fight, villains together? Or is Hulk going to get shit on by someone, and She-Hulk is going to have to come in and be like, I'm the real Hulk, like she's the strong one? I'm just interested to see how Hulk is handled. Or is he going to be like, oh, I'm retired, so like I'm passing the torch on to you now? I'll be interested to see how they do that narratively.
Well, I think it will be like, he'll end up like getting shit on, and he'll like, either She-Hulk will just beat the person outright, or Hulk will give like an Odin in Ragnarok's kind of speech where it's like, oh, you're stronger than me.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you watch Supergirl at all? Because at one point that moment happened with, like, Kara and Cal, where Cal was like, yeah, you're stronger than me. You're just always stronger than me. So Supergirl was, like, stronger, obviously. So I'm wondering if we'll get something like that, or I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do. I hope it's good, because I'm tired of Hulk just not being the guy. We've never seen him be the guy. Like, really, we've never seen him be the guy. He fought Abomination, but that was like his own movie. In the first Avengers, he wasn't the guy. Like, Loki stood no chance against him. In Age of Ultron, he wasn't the guy. They needed Vision to beat Ultron. In Ragnarok, he wasn't the guy. They couldn't beat Hela without Surtur. In Infinity War, he definitely wasn't the guy. Thanos shit on him. And in Endgame, he was not the guy. He didn't even do much besides the snap. So he's never been the, like, oh, here comes Hulk. Because the
And
line in Avengers is, we have a Hulk. Okay, but Loki can't even beat Thor, so what are you talking about having a Hulk for?
Yeah. It's like, even in Endgame, right, yeah, he does a snap, but that just, like, gets, like, both of his, like, contribute,
No one talks about
both
that.
the ways he contributes, yeah, like, both of the way he contributes to that movie is the time travel stuff and the snap. Both of those get undermined by Tony doing the exact same things, but better.
You're right. Hulk can't figure out time travel, so Tony does it, and then Hulk snaps, but Tony needs to do the final one to kill. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So Hulk's just been fucked. He just has not had his moment to shine. Truly has not, in my opinion.
What really annoys me is about Paramount is it's not like a Sony situation, right, where they're at least pumping out content.
Yeah.
And trying to do something, regardless if it's about, for the monetary reasons or whatever. At least trying. Paramount is doing nothing with these characters that they have the film rights for, and it's just like, well,
I think Paramount has the right to distribute them, not make them. So they can't make them. But if they were to be made by Marvel, Paramount would distribute it, and Marvel would lose a ton of money, and Paramount would do nothing.
God.
Yeah, so that's how that goes. And then I think Paramount gets like all the Blu-ray sales too.
Well, that's probably listen.
For billionaires and narcissists.
Just give him a Disney Plus show. Then you don't have to make Blu-rays. Then use some streaming service.
Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans.
Billionaires, narcissists, and adult orphans. I mean, let's be real for a second. How many superheroes in the MCU are billionaires currently? None of them. Let's look at the tier list. I'm just curious. Let's just see if we can debunk She-Hulk real quick.
Black Panther, depending on how
Black
he's
Panther, yeah, he's probably
the
a
situation.
billionaire. Yeah, maybe. I don't. Yeah, depending on the situation. Wen Wu, I don't know. He's probably a billionaire if he left his. Well, I guess Shang's not a billionaire. Xialing maybe could be.
Valkyrie might be.
Valkyrie.
She's king of Asgard now.
I mean, I don't think Asgard is doing that well. It's like one city.
It's
like a city. Okay, so not a lot of billionaires. Definitely a lot of narcissists, and a lot of orphans. But I don't know how many billionaires.
None of the things she just named there were. Captain America was none of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Hulk's really any of those things either.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Frogman!
Go. Oh, you probably already know this, but
bruh.
So I know there was a video done on Frogman recently on your channel, but there's an issue of or at least there's a part in Daredevil's history where he was wearing the Frogman suit for some reason. And this is a show primarily about a superhero lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, attorney. My bad. So
you're thinking Frogman could pull up or Daredevil could pull up in the Frogman outfit?
Yeah, that's Daredevil right now. He's about to do some capoeira.
That's Matthew Murdock himself.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got a mighty honk. And then this is the villain, right?
Yeah. Tanya, I think her name is.
Yeah, so Hulk might get folded by her. And then
God,
there's our
no,
boy.
just let him get beat by Abomination, please. If he's gonna lose, just make
Abomination looks good though, but again, he is textured. He's got texture, but this is probably the model from Shang-Chi, obviously. So they spent real money to make this.
Yeah.
It's cool that he can transform now, though.
Yeah, that's something that isn't really prominent in the comics. He's just always stuck in
his
his
form.
gamma mutate form. Yeah.
But maybe I don't know, maybe it's this box or something. They built some tech that reverts him to normal, and then when they turn it off, he turns freakish. But you can see he's tearing his clothes off here, falling off. And he Does he get to keep pants on, or does
God, I
he
hope
have
so.
no dick and balls, so he doesn't need his pants like Hulk? Because he doesn't wear pants in Incredible Hulk, right? Yeah, so he could just... He doesn't wear pants in Shang-Chi either, so he just loses his dick and balls and is fine going pantless. And his asshole. Hulk, unfortunately, still needs pants. But here's She-Hulk. Gonna stomp your face in. Yeah. Not impressed.
Than dating in your 30s.
Bruh, are you kidding me? Alright, anyway. That's She-Hulk. I'm not super excited for it, but if you guys have been in the streams recently, you know why. I hope it's good. I really do. And I want to be hyped for the MCU again. I really, really do. Obviously, I talk about it like almost... Well, I do talk about it every day. And it pays my bills. And I enjoy it a lot. And I hope to continue enjoying it. And I hope it gets better than it is now. So, that's the She-Hulk. I don't want to get into the whole, like, Marvel has MCU's fallen off rant that I get into every time, but we'll save that for the review of She-Hulk if it sucks. But if it's good, I will give it its roses, and I will be on my hands and knees praising it.